the Kingfisher, Flight Feather Kingfisher, the one that can cast 1 gram trout magnets, but I'm going to try the Uzuri micro lure here. Got it on that Magic L, Handing Magic L Ultralight rods, the 4.5 foot, 2 pound test line, so we're going really light, and we're going to go try casting a few here and maybe catch a few on this micro crankbait. Let's go give it a try. We'll just kind of work our way up to the pond here. This is that Kroger pond. Water looks really clear. I mean, there's some stain in the water, but I can actually see to the bottom in the shallows here. And right now I see some turtles. This thing runs, I believe, about a foot or so deep. So I'm hoping that it's deep enough to get these guys going. All right, got a decent cast here. Should have like a little wobbly motion. And let's see if we'll get a bass to strike. Right. This is that one that I had the trout magnet on. Oh, it's got a nice wobble. Yeah, I had the trout magnet on this one, but I decided to go with this micro lure or micro crankbait just to see what we can get to strike. All right, so this is the Sonic Pond here in the city of Allen, in the state of Texas, just north of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, and yours truly having a little fun ultralight bait casting. This little Uzuri micro lure is casting really nicely on this outfit, getting some decent cast and not feeling too undergunned. But now let's just see if we get something to strike. All right. Nice cast, oh yeah. And I'll stick with a steady retrieve right now, just to keep that wobbliness in there, and maybe one of these little bass will strike it. It's running just a little bit under the surface. I'd say maybe less than a foot, more like 6 inches. Okay. All right, and we'll just work our way over. And this is the Flight Feather Kingfisher. Or, yeah, Flight Feather Kingfisher, using 2 pound test, Stren, and mono. And that Uzuri micro lure. And it's a little warm right now, but I'm hoping that the bass will be heating up here in a moment. Okay, let's just work the bank area. I had the trout magnet on here, but I just felt like trying this. I hadn't fished this micro crankbait in a while. And I've had some pretty good success with it fishing for bluegill and some small bass. But let's see what we can do here today. We'll work the bank area first, and then we'll kind of move our way in and out. Oh, there's the hit. Oh, he was on. Oh, he hit it. Shoot. He had it briefly. Wonder what it was. Let's see, we got some folks joining. All right, howdy, howdy, folks. We're just out here doing a little ultralight bait casting, Uzuri style. Okay, just had a hit here. And then we'll just kind of work it in slow again. Maybe he'll come back and hit it. Had it before where I don't get him on the first strike. I'll just recast, and sometimes that second cast is what gets them to strike again. Okay, let's see, I see some stuff coming in on the chat. Bear with me as I adjust the angle of the phone so I can see. Okay, yo, get it on. Okay, Alabama umbrella rig. Yeah, I'm sure it would work here, but I'm going ultralight bait casting, Uzuri micro lure, and let's just see what it can hit. Okay. A lot of times when I do these, I'll just bring like 1 or 2 lures, and that's it. If I don't get them, I don't get them. It kind of forces you to fish what you have and not keep switching things out. So let's see if we can get something here. Okay, it is casting nicely. I think this is more like not a 1/16 ounce, but more like maybe 1/32 ounce. It's very light, I know that. But this little ultralight bait casting outfit, BFS gear here, can handle it. No problem. We just need something to strike now. Okay, I'll just stick with this steady retriever. There's a pop. There's a little tap tap. Maybe the rocks though. Yeah, I think it's bumping the bottom, which I'm good with that. Okay, let's go cast one further out now. See what's out here in the middle. I'll just kind of bring it in at a steady retrieve. Let's see, nothing yet. Come on, come on. Okay, and just keep working the bank. A little bit further cast. You can see it does cast fairly decent for such a lightweight or a light lure. And let's see if something will strike. Had one little tap tap, but nothing big yet. Let's just check it out here. Just checking out the live stream. Okay, tough to see. Again, I gotta pull the phone down and take a look at it. Okay. All right. Jig it. Okay. We could do that too. Bottom line, we gotta find the pattern. So let's see if we can find it. Okay. Just keep working it along the bank here. And it's that Uzuri micro lure. Very small crankbait. I'll bring it up here in a moment. Oh, there's something just spooked over here. Some little bait fish. Let's go cast in that direction. Maybe he'll come back and hit this thing. There's a hit. I think it was a little guy. Something was there. Let's try it again. Okay. Cast a little bit past it and I'll work it slow. Just keep that steady wobble. It's one thing I noticed about that Uzuri is that if you just kind of real slowly, it gets a really nice enticing wobble. There it is right here. Uzuri micro lure. I've got it in the orange and silver looking color. And then I also have one with some bass colors on it, the green and other coloring that it has with it. And right now I'm just kind of working it along the bank. Let's go back this way where we just came. Let's work it back in this way and maybe something might be lurking. A lot of times they'll be pretty close to the shallows along the rocks. But like right now, not too much movement at least. So I'm gonna cast it out a little bit further and see if we'll get some strikes out. There's a pop. Oh man, maybe they're a little bit further out right now. Let's just kind of pop it out again. Let me slow it down too. Slow this baby down. Okay, nope, don't see them. All right, let's go back this way. See some turtles. It's Turtle City again. Okay. And yeah, I typically will fish this particular pond by fishing parallel, if not acute angles to the bank. And it's a fairly long, narrow pond. It does hold some decent bass. I did go out the other day, did some live streaming using the, I call it the live bait finesse systems combo. It's basically the Shimano Corrado BFS XG on the ugly stick, Ultralight, rated at 1/32 to 160, or correction, 1/4 ounce, 2 to 6 pound test line. I was fishing that the other day. Started out the morning catching some bluegill, and then I went and did some live lining with it. No weight, nothing. Ended up getting a decent bass, but unfortunately didn't get it on the live stream. Happened after I shut the live stream down. Since I stream from my phone, I get about a 2-hour window before I have to shut the stream down because the battery runs out on my phone. Let's see if we got some more chat items coming in here, and I'll check it here in a moment. I gotta look down at the phone, and sometimes the angle of the phone near my chest on the chest harness or neck harness I'm using, and the angle of the sun makes it pretty tough to get a read on the chat. So let me check it out here. Live line, bait finesse. Yeah, I did that. And I think you'll see one of my YouTube shorts where I caught them. And basically, I'm gonna pretty much use that same setup, casting live mullet and live shad for some bigger fish. In the case of the mullet, some speckled trout on our Texas coast here. And I'm pretty confident that thing can handle it, no problem. And then today I decided let's go get out the micro lure, micro crankbait. I was fishing a trout magnet off this, the 1 gram trout magnet, and that was fun, but for some reason I just feel like this crankbait. Hopefully the fish feel like this crankbait as well. So far, just one little tap. Come on, come on. Taking it through the shallows. Looks like a little baby bluegill. In fact, that's what I live lined the other day, with a little 3-inch bluegill. And that's what I used to catch them. I did notice that when I hooked them by the anal fin versus the dorsal or through the lips, I had better success. And it was mainly because when I hooked them on the anal fin underneath, the fish tended to run up away from the weeds and the greenery on the bottom, and I got some decent strikes that way. When it was the other way, they were running quickly to the brushy area or grassy area that would clobber the lure or clobber the bait. Something just hit something on top. Oh, there we go. It's like something was chasing some bait fish on top. I just got a hit there, and then back over here by the tree, something just spooked. Let's see if I can get them to hit. I'll keep that steady retrieve. Keep it higher in the water. There's a hit. All right. Thought I saw something. Oh, threw the hook on me. Yeah, that's tough. It's this little hook, you know. All right. Well, we know there's a bass in here. All right, let's go check out the chat. See what we got coming in. Bear with me. All right, let's see. Don't listen to bass fishing. Doesn't know. Okay. Oh, we're just basically just taking the time to try out a micro lure. Yozuri micro lure. Yeah, a lot of times I'll come out to these ponds for these ultralight bait casting sessions, and I'll basically bring 1 or 2 lures, and that is it. And if I lose it, break it, it strikes out, well, just forces me to learn how to fish that lure better. A lot of times when I brought a lot more gear, I was spending a lot more time switching out, thinking, look at this, right there in front of me. And I just sat there and hit I think some of these small fry right in front of me, or some of these bugs that are flying about. See if I can get them to hit. And he just jumped right next to me, pretty close to the bank, less than I'd say less than 2 feet away. I'll let it sink maybe. Nope. All right, let's go back out. And, I've been pretty happy with this combo. This is the one that I use for trout fishing, stock trout. Little 9 to 13 inch stock trout that we get here in Texas during the winter trout stocking season. And there is something moving about here in the shallows. And maybe that bass that took just a moment ago. Let's see if I'll get him to come back. No? All right, let's go back this way. Wondering if anybody on the chat has had the opportunity to try out the flight feather kingfisher. This is one that has this color and all that. So far, I've been pretty impressed with it. Stock out the box, I'm able to cast that 1 gram trout magnet with very little tweaking. Main thing I do is I put 2-pound test line and I educate the thumb and gut through any backlashes. But other than that, yeah, it's been a fun one. All right, let's go around this way. So I had a bass chasing something on the surface. And I don't know what it was. Let's kind of work it. Oh, there's another one. Oh, yeah. I see him now. Little bass. Looks like he's chasing either some bait fish or some bugs on the surface. Just as he comes into the rocks where it's shallow. All right, let me work my way down here. See if I can get him to come back. Or maybe he's got a buddy. All right, let's go parallel to the bank. See if we can get him to strike. Got that little hook, so had one hook and throw the hook on me. And that is one of the dangers, I guess, with fishing these micro lures is with that little hook. You get one on there, you got to definitely make sure you got them hooked tight, or he's going to throw the hook on you. And that one definitely did. Okay, let's go back. Oh, I just saw something again over here by the culvert. Swipe something. Let's see if I can get him to hit. Oh, there it is over there. I think they're hitting some kind of bug that's flying about just above the surface of the water. And then there's some little fry that I think they're feeding on as well. Let's see if we can get a couple more cast out here and see if we can get one of these guys to strike. Come on, come on. So yeah, I was just wondering if anyone had the opportunity to try out the Flight Feather Kingfisher, or even its later variant, the Cormorant. Heard really good things about the Cormorant. That one has the real clicker and has a more, I guess, responsive brake system. This one's still good, but I hear the other one is got a wider range for heavier as well as lighter lures. Because so like once I have this one set for a 1 gram trout magnet and I adjust to a heavier lure, I got to tweak it some so I don't get those overruns and backlashes. All right, let's go check the chat out. Hopefully you guys are at least picking up something here. Catch one of those ducks. No, not really. Hey, howdy, howdy. Okay, all right. Let's keep going. We'll just keep working the bank. And again, it's a narrow pond. So right there's one end and it goes up to the next block here, past that fountain. And it does hold some decent fish. But I noticed that, well, if you're using live bait, you definitely have a better chance of getting them. That's what I learned the other day when I fished the pond yesterday. Or was it the day before? One of those days, and had some really good success. And used my fly rod to catch the bait that was used for the bait to catch the bigger fish. Sort of like how we use the, oh, look over there again. Right on that cypress tree, he keeps striking something. It's like, there must be something there. Let's go over there again. There's something moving about there. I see a lot of fry moving around, jumping around when I cast. Okay. He's chasing something. Let's see. Maybe he'd get interested with this crankbait. Nope. All right, let's try it again. Yeah, got some pretty good feel on this rod. I'm still learning it. I'll switch from different rods and whatnot. So these past few days I've been fishing with the Shimano Corrado BFS XG, and then before that the Cascade Zephyr, and then before that Shimano, oh, there's a hit, that Shimano Scorpion. Just kind of flipping through the fishing arsenal, and then I'll probably pull out the fly rods as well, and I think we're going to be going for some striped bass later in the week over there in Oklahoma. So I'm going to try live lining with that Shimano Corrado, but I'm also going to bring a little surf casting 12-foot rod that I like using for striped bass when I'm fishing a tail race. And from my understanding is the striped bass are not wanting big baits. They want a smaller size deal, about yay big is what At least my fishing buddy has been telling me. So we're gonna stock up on that and see what that gets us. So stay tuned for that one. I'm not sure if I'll be able to live stream that event. May have to just do a long form video and maybe do a follow-up fishing ramblings, let's talk fishing session just to go over what we did. I think the coverage there is pretty spotty when it comes to cell phone coverage. All right, let's go back. Had another hit, but yours truly got distracted. My mojo was off. Let's see if we can get it back here. And as the day ends, we usually start seeing a lot more activity as the day winds down. And that's what I'm hoping, that we timed it to where we're going to be right in the middle of that activity here. Let's cast it out. And this Uzuri micro lure, it's a fairly light lure. And as you can see that this little bait caster can handle it. Let me go show you again. Uzuri micro lure, or micro crankbait, Uzuri. Okay, got greenback, orangeness to it, and then a silver with a spot on it. Kind of shaddish looking, I guess. I'm hoping it looks yummy looking, at least for the bass. Okay. All right, let's just keep working it. Just gonna just do a steady walk along the bank, cast it in front of me. Kind of work it along the rocks. And, yeah, it's about, I'd say about 4 to 6 inches is how much it's sinking. So less than a foot easily. There's the hit. Oh, man. Again, he was on there and then it let go. I got a feeling that little tiny hook is probably going to be the culprit. It's more like a size, maybe a size 12 hook, maybe a 10, which works well for trout and little bluegill, but bass, they could inhale it and spit it out in the blink of an eye and not even get a chance to hook them. All right, let's kind of bring it in slower. Maybe dive a little bit deeper here and see what we can get. A couple of tap taps so far. Had one on the line briefly, threw it on me. But we're still here trying. Turtles are about, and right now this is pretty balanced, pretty good. I'm the weight of that Uzuri lure and coupled with the 2-pound mono and the little ultralight rod I'm using, I'm able to cast it fairly accurately. Brakes are set good, spool tension's good. I mean, yank it out there. It's casting straight and true, so what more can you ask for other than a bass on the other end of the line? When they say tug is the drug, tug is the drug. Come on, come on, come on. Let's see it. Let's see it, Ghost Rider. All right, let's go check the chat. Bear with me. Okay, what city is this? Allen, city of Allen in Dallas, or correction, in Texas. Caught a 6-pound bass. Cool. Well, let me call out some names. Keelan, what city is this? This is Allen in Texas. Lovely Madison. I caught a 6-pound bass. Awesome. The Quad Guy 2 and 1. Hey, howdy, howdy. Emilio Zendeas. Catch one of those ducks? We'll skip that. All right, let's keep going. All right. So those of you guys wanting to start up a little mobile live streaming, the setup I'm using is just it's called a Tellison harness, neck harness. There we go. There we go. It's taking out line on me. I got the drag set for this 2-pound test line, and you can see, well, it's a pretty nice size one for this gear. Let's see. Bear with me. Let me go drop on the rocks here real quick. I gotta bring him in. Oh yeah. All right, let's get him here. Come on, Ghost Rider. All right, let's take it out some line. Probably just bank them here in a moment. All right, come on, come on. There we go. All right, home slice, gotcha. There we go. Uzuri micro lure, micro crankbait right there on the Flight Feather Kingfisher. Now we just gotta get them undone. Luckily I brought my forceps with me, so we should be able to get them off the line here shortly. There we go. There it is. And there he is. And let's let him go back and get bigger. Nice. All right, we didn't strike out. Cool. And that is the Uzuri micro crankbait. And you can see what I did. I just did a steady retrieve, pretty much letting the Uzuri do the work. It's got a really nice wobbly action. The main thing is just getting it into the money zone where they're at. And it sounds like the money zone's a little bit further from the bank than past sessions out here. So let's just keep working the bank and let's see where it takes us. Okay. Again, I'm just doing this retrieve. Let the lure do the work. What's that thing? The zen of fishing? Be the lure. Be the line. Be the rod. You are the reel. And then supposedly you're supposed to get a fish because you become one with everything. I don't know. I don't think it's worked for me. Pretty much I'm just blind casting and waiting for the feel to hit. Okay, here's an undercut here where there's some rocks. I can see it. I'm gonna let it sink a little. Yeah, little undercut right here. Later on during the season when the water's up, this rocky area will be covered. And it's funny, about every year that I've been here for the past probably 10 years since I got this pond working like it is, there seems to always be a spawning bass right in this section here. He'll clear out a nice little bed and just kind of hang out here. Or she or he, I don't know. A bass, two bass will hang out here. And what's funny is when it's all clobbered over with all the greenery, the only way you know they're there is you can just see that break in the weed line. All right, we're coming up to the fountain. And I do notice that the pond has dropped, I'd say a good foot since the last time I fished it. And I do notice also that the water, at least with these polarized glasses, I have a better view of the bottom and the rocky sections along this embankment right here. Okay, like there's a rocky outcropping here, it kind of drops a little, and it seems to be consistent pretty much on this end right here. Let's see if we can get something to hit off these rocks. Okay. If you're just joining so far, you just got one bass using the Flight Feather Kingfisher, magical unending ultralight rod, and the Uzuri micro crankbait. Okay. And so far, steady retrieve, just letting the lure do the work. It's got a wobble that, well, wobbles, and I guess bass like it. Okay, this is an anchor that has caught many a lure, a fly, a bait over the years. And again, like during the warmer months, summer months and whatnot, when the greenery is all over the place, that thing's covered up and you don't even know it's there until you hook into it with your lure, your line, your bait. Here's another rocky outcropping. Let's kind of work it out this way. Okay. Just kind of working it there. Wobble, wobble, wobble. I can feel the wobble. And I can see the action as it comes close. All right, let me go check the chat. Okay, what do we got? You should try the pen rod. I've tried the pen rod. In fact, I've got several, and I go and convert them into micro fly rods. I just mainly use reel seat and that telescoping piece, and it's done well. Let's see, try the pen rod one day. It's actually kind of good. Okay, yeah, I've done it, and they're okay. I prefer to make them in the micro fly rods. If you do a search on the channel, you'll see what I'm talking about. Just look up COAF, so you'll limit it to the channel, and then look up micro fly rod, and you can see how I converted them. Okay. Come on, come on. Let's see what we got. Oh, no, got some junk on that one. All right, let's cast it out a little bit further. See if something's lurking out in here. Someone made a comment, just reel it in. Oh yeah, you can do that. Just got to play it by ear when you're using 2-pound test, mono, and you got your drag right. And so far I've done pretty well with this little 2-pound test. I did use catch a 20-inch catfish 6-pound test mono on that Shimano Corrado BFSXG. And I do like that ultralight rod. The ugly stick that I was using from Shakespeare, that one definitely tells me it'll handle some bigger fish, and it's exactly what I was looking for taking it to the coast and getting some of those slot speckled trout, 15 to 20 inches. Do not feel that I'll be undergunned with that setup. Of course, it won't, if I get something bigger than that, that might be a different issue. All right, let's just keep working it. So far, one bass on the Uzuri micro lure. Had about 2-3 other strikes, one of which threw the hook on me. And just a steady retrieve just like this, letting the little crankbait do the work. All right, and when it's in the water, you'll see it kind of do this little short wobble, like so. And you also feel it with your with the rod as you're reeling it in. You'll feel that wobble. If you don't feel the wobble, it probably means it's clobbered and you gotta unfoul it. All right, coming up on the street end of the pond, and it's a lot more shallower here. But a lot of times those bass will be lurking right in this shallow area as well. Okay. All right, let's see what we got. Let's do a little bit further, work it along this rocky section here. Maybe Mr. Bass wants to come out of his hole and pop this guy. Okay. Nope, not that time. Let's get a further cast out. Come on, baby. Let's feel it. Oh, something just moved. All right, something just jumped to my left, and when that happens, I tend to reel up and cast to that spot, because a lot of times that bass or whatever fish may still be there, and he may be still in that biting mode. Maybe not either. Of course, it could have been a turtle. Got enough of them in here. All right, let's see what we got. Okay. All right, so I wonder, anyone have a chance to try out the flight feather? Ooh, big one over here. Just cruising off. All right, let me check the chat. Gotta check the chat. Let's see what we got. Hi, Daddy. Okay, howdy, howdy. All right, let's keep going. Yeah, I've been posting different dad jokes. Hopefully some of y'all got a chance to see those. And then I just did a meme about the best time to go fishing. And basically it's 4. Daytime, nighttime, when it's raining, and when it's not raining. That is the best time to go fishing. Anyhow, I think it's only got 4 views, so it's not going over with the YouTube audience. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Oh, and then I did the dad joke this morning. It was, what do you call a guy who has a rubber toe? Rubber toe. Ah, I thought that was good. Come on, come on. You know that's funny. Come on, gotta have a sense of humor here. Gotta have a sense of humor. We're fishing. Something's gonna strike. We're in the shallows. I don't see much with my polarized glasses right now here in the shallows, but it's very clear. I wonder if they put some of that blue dye stuff and cleared it up, because yeah, I don't see any of that vegetation that was clobbering the area the other day. Of course, I don't see any fish either, but hey, who knows? There's still some fish in here, at least one. Okay, let's get it back over here, fishing along the rocks, see if we can get them to hit right along this shoreline. See several ducks, or correction, turtles. Okay. All right, let's go back this way. Let's go back this way. Let's feel if Mr. Bass wants to play. Nope. Okay. Let's work our way over here. And this is why we call it Sonic Pond, Sonic Drive-In right here. I can smell some really tasty French fries right now, and I can smell the corn dogs that they're frying up. Oh yeah, they definitely do a 2-for-1 thing here, and if you don't catch any bass or you strike out, you can always just run over to Sonic and get you a bite or two, or maybe one of them Sonic Blasts. Those taste pretty good. Oh, here we go. It's pretty shallow here. Taking it through this rocky section. Not seeing much, so let's just keep working it though, just in case. You gotta try. If your line isn't in the water, there's no way you're gonna catch a fish. So get that line in the water. It's one of the old timers used to tell me when I was fly fishing. Spend less time false casting, doing all that fancy casting, and get your line in the water and get that fly going. So you ain't gonna catch a fish when that line casting about. Works pretty good. Dude told me try doing the least amount of casting to get your fly where it belongs. Sort of like in any situation, if it's not a fly rod, basically even this right here, just get that lure in the water and start fishing it. Got the road behind me, so it may get loud here, so I'll try speaking up. And I'm high up and I can see my lure through the water. It's really shallow, so I'm hoping I can see maybe something come up and hit it, give me an indication of a strike before he strikes. I'm seeing some turtle movement. Let me slow it down a little. Okay. All right, let me try this weed line real quick. Let's see what's looking below. Okay. You can get an idea how narrow it is. So it's a narrow pond, but it's fairly long. And held some fish. Oh, let's go check the chat real quick. Okay, I'm based in Ireland. Well, from Ireland, and would you grab bait for bass? I don't know what that is. Oh well. Okay. All right, let's keep going. Let's work our way around. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Yeah, earlier I saw one bass kind of chasing some bugs and whatnot on the surface. Oh, this one's clobbered. Oh, this one's fouled. Oh no, okay. So it's this kind of red looking dragonfly looking thing. And what I noticed was if you fish fly fish, a crackleback, brown crackleback pattern, they strike it readily. Just get it on the surface, give it a little twitch or two, and then bang, you'll get a bite. I tried some other like dragonfly imitations, but that crackleback seems to be the go-to one when I see those guys flying about. You can see them right here. When you're in all this greenery stuff, you'll see these little brown insects flying about. So it's kind of dragonfly looking, brown. But yeah, crackleback mimics them pretty good. And bass will strike it. All right, let me work my way around. Got to walk by the street here. Here's that Yuzuri micro lure, micro crankbait. And I basically brought this lure and some trout magnets. And right now I'm just gonna fish this one until the end of the live stream. Mainly like doing these little quick trip afternoon or sessions with basically one lure. And it just forces you to fish it, get better with it, learn something with it, try different things. And let's see if we can learn something with this thing here. Okay, coming around the other side. Okay, I'm gonna stay off the bank here and kind of eye the area. See some turtles, see some rocks. Nice shadowy area. The bass may be lurking. There's just one that just took off over here. A lot of times they'll kind of just hang in these shadowy areas waiting for something to go by. So let's see if we can try that real quick. Let's bring this guy through a shadowy section. See if Mr. Bass is there. There's Mr. Turtle. Okay. Let's try it out here. Earlier this year, there's about 4 or 5 bass that were spawning in this section. And you could see them pretty clearly with your polarized glasses. But right now, it doesn't look like they're there, and it does look pretty shallow. So it's about a foot lower than it has been in the past. And let's see if we can get something to strike. Here's a culvert. A lot of times you'll get them lurking by the culvert. All right. All right. We'll try it again. Cast it out. You can see I'm getting some pretty decent casts with this combo that I'm using. And it is a light lure. I believe it's less than 1/16, more like 1/32 maybe. And I've not tried casting it with a spinning rod, ultralight spinning rod. I pretty much been just using this bait finesse gear. And it feels good. All right, here, I'll just show you. Let's just do a real quick cast. Flip of the wrist, get it out there, and way out there. So no backlash. Got my thumb educated, at least for now. Of course, the other day I thought I was doing really well, and then my last cast of the day I ended up backlashing big time. So happens, but luckily it's been happening less. All right, okay, spooked up some bait fish there, some little fry. Gonna take it out a little bit further out just because I can see in the shallows right now, and I'm hoping they're a little bit deeper, about maybe 3 to 4 foot off the bank, maybe 6, because I can see the drop off, and that's where I'm hoping that they're lurking. I think that's where that other bass was lurking earlier. Okay. All right, let's try this again. Mr. Basalito. Okay. Nothing. Okay, let's do a further cast out now. Turtle in the mix. Let's go around him. Bring it in slow. All right, so far it's pretty good. Just having a little fun here. One bass. And a lot of casting. Feeling good though. Thumb's getting much more educated. Come on, come on. Right here. Let's feel it. Let's feel it. Oh, there's some junk on that one. It's some junk on that one. Let's clear it. Okay. All right, let's check the chat. Make sure we answer the mail. Okay, I think we're caught up. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. All right, right there. Oh, something just spooked some fry. Okay, I thought I saw something, but nope. Looks like I got some junk in the trunk here. All right, let's keep going. I am seeing some movement where some bubbles or rises, and I'm anticipating that maybe a bass or two just kind of getting a little interested in maybe something that is moving about. Okay, I just saw something jump off to my left again. Okay, let's go ahead and cast it further out. Got to work the area. Let's work the area. Sticking with a steady retrieve, nice wobble wobble motion. Let's go back this way. See if Mr. Bass is lurking behind us. Okay, no, that one's clobbered. I felt that one. That one started whirligigging on me, where they spin. All right. Oh, let's go check the chat. What do we got? What do we got? What state? Texas. I live in northern Canada. I could throw a rock in the air, it will land in a lake with tons of fish, mostly trout. That's cool. I like trout. Those are fun to catch. Throw a rock in this lake right now, or this pond. You may hit a fish. Okay, come on, Ghost Rider. All right. And hopefully it'll get a little bit more active here as the afternoon, there we go. And the afternoon winds up. All right, another Basalito. Had one throw the hook on me earlier. Hopefully this one doesn't. Okay, let's get him up. All right. Mr. Bass, number 2 on the micro crankbait. Okay, bear with me here. I gotta grab the 4 sips. And these seem to be all tending closer to the bank right now. About 3 to 6 foot. Right by that one drop off. Goes like this. And okay, let's see. See, we got another one. And the gear I'm using, the Flight Feather Kingfisher BFS reel, 2-pound test strand mono, the Handing Magical rod. Where is it? Magical Handing rod, and the Yozuri crankbait. Got a small hook, so that probably explains why some of the bass earlier threw the hook on me. All right, let's keep going. And I'm just doing the steady retrieve. Lure has a nice little wobbly action, very tight wobble. Reminds me of a square bill. Just a micro-sized square bill, basically. Only has one hook, and I would guess that the hook is either a 10 or 12, size 10 or 12 hook. And just this steady retrieve has been what seems to be working. Maybe try stop and go every once in a while, but so far I'm just doing this steady retrieve, kind of plowing the waters, blind casting, just seeing what's lurking about. All right. Just enjoying a little time off from the day job. And right now I got the pond to myself. No one else here. Guess everybody's busy. Alright. Okay, let's see what we got. Come on, Mr. Fishy Fishy. There's a tap. I think that was a rock. That one felt more like a rock. All right. Cast it out just a little bit further, kind of work it in. Okay, that feels like some rocks bumping it again. Oh, there's that blue dye stuff, so they did put some blue dye in here. Get that greenery, because it was very clobbered not too long ago with a lot of that green stuff and algae. So, and then things should start clearing up as the temperatures cool down. We'll get into that winter pattern or fall pattern, I guess. And waters clear up a little bit, and got to play it by ear with the different lures. Usually when it gets a little bit chillier, I'll switch over to plastics, probably a Senko. Yep, and just kind of throw it out there and let the fish pop at it. Senko's been pretty good fish producer for me. Mainly in the size, the 4-inch size. At least that seems to work better at this one pond that I fish frequently here. Okay. All right, let's keep going. We still got a little bit more to go before we get to where we started. Start over there at that end by that culvert. And we'll just do one pass and just see how many catch. And so far it's 2. 2 basilitos and several other missed opportunity. Yeah, that's what we call it, missed opportunity. All right, let's check the chat, see if we can answer the mail if anyone's calling out anything. Okay, can you order those shoes? What shoes? These shoes? Yeah, that's just Sperry topsiders. That's all I wear typically. I'm trying to order them online. Oh, you guys are talking Jordans, huh? 2-pound mono, yes, that's what I'm using. Okay. 2-pound tests. Mainly use it for the trout magnet. 1 gram lure and for trout. Stalker trout here. They don't have about 9 to 13-inch size. But every once in a while I just get a bug where I just want to take out the bait finesse, the trout bait finesse combo. I guess that's what I'll call this, the trout bait finesse combo. And just keep my thumb happy. Let them know that you can still cast this thing fairly quickly after a quick orientation. Because I'll shift from different reels, rods and whatnot, and each one you gotta have a little quirk here and there when you fish it. But I am noticing the Shimano Scorpion and the Corrado, both of them cast similar. And of course I got 2 Caskings that they cast similar. One's with a reel clicker, the other one doesn't. The one without the reel clicker has some high spool speed bearings. Oh, there's a hit. Oh, he swiped it and let go. Shoot. Let's see if he'll hit it again. He was right over here along this weed line, about a rod length away from the tip. Oh, he came back and struck something. Seen that? Not big, just like what I caught and released earlier. Let's see if he'll come back and hit this. Notice he was hanging out in the shallow, or in the shadows. Typically that's what you'll see, is a lot of times they'll kind of find their version of structure with a shadow line. I think I've caught several bass over the years fishing shadow lines in the heat of the day, especially in the Texas hot summer. Because sometimes you can't fish in the evening and you can't fish in the morning. You got to fish when you can, and sometimes it's at midday. So you got to go for it and just see what's biting. All right, look how little that lure is. All right, let me check the chat. All right, what do we got? If you see it, say bass. Love my micro lures, okay. Good luck, buddy. If you see this, I mean. Okay, all right, cool. All right, let's see if we can get some more bass. Okay, micro crankbait, Yozuri style, on the trout bait finesse rod. All right. Yeah, now last guy, he hit right here, that close to the bank. right near that set of weeds. Okay, so we'll just keep working it again. Who knows, there might be another guy kind of lurking over here. I am seeing a little depression or low spot in this section here that I want to cast to. Let me move back a little. Right in front of me, it looks like it kind of drops off slightly. So I'm going to work the lure in close and see if there's something lurking there. Nope. That was worth a try. Let's get it back out. Okay. I got an overrun on this one. Slight backlash. Let me fix it. All right, let me walk it out. Okay. All right. Now when I'm fishing 2-pound mono and these micro lures and on this setup, I don't put much line on there. I got probably about 75 turns of line. Can handle more, but I find that one, I can recover quickly from a backlash. And then two, if I can't recover quickly from a backlash, I can take the line off quickly and reline it. And then three, the spool weight is lighter. So I tend to be able to cast lighter lures because of that spool weight being holding less line, or I haven't put as much line as a full capacity one. And in the case of 2-pound mono, if you can't land him in that 75 turn, he's probably too big for you. At least for the freshwater pond fishing I'm doing with this thing. But I am hopped up over that Shimano Curado BFS XG, the one that I'm calling the, oh, bass just chased something. Look like some bluegill or some of these brown dragonfly looking things. Yeah, I'm pretty hopped up about that Shimano Curado BFS XG with the Ultralight Shakespeare Ugly Stick Elite Graphite Series. That's gonna be my live bait finesse rod. Casting live bait with it. And so far I've caught one big bass with it. And then caught a nice size 20-inch catfish using a DIY inline spinner weighing about 1/16 ounce. It's a Panther Martin style inline spinner. One that I made out of the gear that I have. Easy lure to make. What's nice is if it breaks off, I can make another one fairly quickly. I just keep the components handy, ready to go at a moment's notice, because yeah, in case it breaks off or you lose it for some reason. A lot of junk here. Let's move past it. Let me stand off a little bit here. We'll fish this little shadowy area, but let me check the chat again. What do we got? What do you got? All right, I think we're caught up. All right, so let's see if we can get another bass before we get to where we started in this pond. And since we're in the shadowy area, we'll kind of concentrate a little bit more here in case there's something kind of lurking in the shadows here. And so far I've been pretty impressed with this combo. It's gotten me limited trout. It's been fun at catching various pond fish. Don't think it's one that you'd use for some huge fish or whatever, but it's ultralight fishing, so it's not really meant to fish for those big ones, or at least catch those big ones. But it is good to know that you have that opportunity. Come on, let's go. Let's work this bank real quick. I'm gonna cast it parallel. See if something's lurking here. Come on. Nope, that was a rock. It bumped the rock, did that bump, and then it released. which a lot of times, I think some of the pros say when that happens, just stop. A lot of times that's enough to get the bass to strike when it bumps and then starts floating back up again. There's a hit. Looks like a bluegill. Oh, it's a sunfish in the shallows. Wow. Basically right at the tip of my rod tip. All right, well, let's get him off. Little sunfish. Oh. All right, well, he's off. All right. He hit it right over here. All right, let's go see. I think we got more stuff in the chat. Oh, I think we're good. All right, let's keep going. Yeah, so that's one of the examples where you're supposed to finish the retrieve. Bring your lure in all the way. Because that guy hit basically just at the tail end of that retrieve. Okay, let's go and work this bank now. I'm starting out away from the bank at an angle, coming in closer with each cast, and then I'm moving forward. There's a hit. Ah, he had it. I think it was another one of those sunfish. See if I can get him to hit again. Yeah, he had it. He's on briefly. I saw the line move and jerk and whatnot. See if he'll come back and hit it. Nope, not that time. All right, this one's gonna be a little bit closer. More parallel to the bank. Still sticking with that steady wobble. Steady retrieve to give it that wobble. Really, the lure is doing all the action and work at this point. I'm just keeping it moving so it continues to give action. And we'll just work it again, closer to the bank again. Oh, that one got something. Clobbered on a leaf, it looks like. I could feel it whirligigging on me. All right, let's keep going. And then for those that just joined, this is the Flight Feather Kingfisher right here. 2-pound mono strand. Handing Magic L ultralight rod. Missouri micro crankbait. And it casts just like that. No problems. Just got to educate your thumb. And when I say educate, get your spool tension, adjust the brakes to go from left or right, or to get it to shift from left to right so it casts straight. And then just get the timing of your thumb and you should be good to go. Right. Let's see if Mr. Bass is here. We're coming up on a culvert, and that culvert typically holds a bass or two. So let's see if that's true this time. Let's cast a little bit further out here, past the culvert, that deeper section. I'm gonna slow it down a little. Maybe Mr. Bass isn't in the mood to run. He just wants to eat. He's just looking for something tasty, going very slowly by. Okay. Let's try it again. A little bit further out. Here I'm going to take it at an angle, because what I want to end up doing is be behind the culvert and basically work the culvert line. It's that section I call the culvert line where all the water drains out and it opens up a channel. I'm trying to get to where I am even with it, and I'll cast along that line, hoping that maybe something is lurking somewhere there. You know, a lot of times they'll just kind of, just right there, kind of hanging out, waiting for something. And then you got two sections to try. This is the concrete side, and there's another concrete side here. You can work the culvert line like so. Sometimes they'll be sitting there, just hovering on that one edge. Let's get another one out. And then we'll bring it into the other side and just kind of bring it in slow, let it sink a little. This is a shallow lure, so it's not going to dive way down there deep. And we'll actually even bring it into the culvert itself. Used to catch crappie here. Haven't caught any in a while. I think some folks kept them. But yeah, I used to catch crappie right in this culvert. And I usually caught them using fly fishing gear. Okay. Little woolly bugger and near deer under a strike indicator. But like I said, I haven't seen any in a while. I think some folks kept them. Come on, come on, come on. Let's see Mr. Bass. Mr. Bass, talk to me. All right, so here's a little shadowy here section right where this tree is. So I'm going to cast beyond it. And I'm going to bring it into that shadowy area and see if Mr. Bass is lurking there. Nope. Okay, let's keep going. All right, another shadowy section, and we're going to be almost to the end though, or where we started. So let's see if we catch maybe one or two more before we get to the end. Okay. All right, here we go. Let's try it. Working this shadow line. I think this one's clobbered. Oh, it's okay. All right. Let's just bring it in slow. You can feel it bouncing on some rocks. Okay. All right. Feel like I'm bouncing rocks again. It's pretty shallow here. I think I got a slight overrun too, so I'm gonna have to fix that. All right, let me fix it. I'm just gonna cast it out, and then I'm gonna walk it out just to loosen up on the spools. Okay, there we go. And a lot of times after a while, you'll get a loop in the line. It's like one that just comes under the other, so when you get an opportunity while you're fishing, just stop and cast it out and then pull out some of that line and get that extra loop off, because that will definitely cause you a break off if you're not careful, because Mr. Bass seems to like hitting when you least expect it. All right, let's try back here. Okay, just kind of working it in. There's got to be a fish in this area here. It's so fishy right now. I mean, it's got to be. Let's see if we can get somebody to strike. To get that one sunfish really close, that was pretty interesting. That was that one where I was saying it just shows that you should finish your cast. Bring it all the way in. That one hit a leaf. Okay, let's clear it. Okay, it's clear. Let's see the chat. See if anybody has any call outs. What bait am I using? I'm using a Uzuri micro lure or crankbait. I'll show you. Right there. Right there. Uzuri. That little treble hook. And does a really tight wobble. That really the only thing you really need to do is just keep a steady retrieve and get that wobble going. And with this rod, I can actually see the wobble from my rod tip, and then I can feel it. Very sensitive rod. Got this one in 4 foot, 4.5 foot, as well as the 6 foot models. 6 foot I don't use as much. I tend to use the 4.5 because I do side cast more than I overhead cast when I'm bait casting. But with the Shimano Corrado BFSXG and what I call the live bait finesse rod, that one I'm fishing a 7 foot ultralight, ultralight ugly stick. and I'm fishing it two-handed. I'm casting two-handed. For some reason, I'm still side casting. I do the overhead cast also, but I tend to still side cast with it. And once I got the motion, it's pretty comfortable and easy to cast consistently with no backlash and with ultralight lures. The other thing about it is someone had called out on one of the streams was with the longer rod, use the leverage of the rod. So instead of really doing that whippy retrieve and wrist motion that you do on a side cast with one of your smaller ultralights like so, instead he was suggesting just do a steady cast that uses the length of the rod to get that cast out there. And I was surprised when I started doing that. It was more of a sweeping motion. I was getting some pretty decent casts with it without really trying, versus how I'm doing with these little 4.5 foot ones, and I'm doing that little wrist action right at the tail end of the cast. Anyways, oh, there's a hit. He released. Anyhow, yeah, each one you just kind of play a beer. I got so many different rods and reels and whatnot that luckily I can quickly kind of relearn how to cast each one based on each condition. I think the one that I really need to work on is the center pin. I'm still using what they call this, I think, Whalen cast or something, and good enough to where I can fish with it, but definitely could use some more practice with that center pin style fishing. It is fun though, because it's this bobber, weighted bobber thing, and they're not even weighted, and you're pretty much doing one of these drift-free drags where the reel is just turning on its own, and you use your finger to slow the reel down. It's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. All fishing's fun. All right. Anybody try center pin fishing? It looks like a fly rod setup with that reel, but it's definitely not a fly rod. You're using mono, not a fly line. And yeah, it's got some pretty good uses that I see in some situations, especially on a river where you're working a particular run and whatnot, and you got trout and striped bass lurking about. Oh, there's a leaf on this thing. You can kind of guide your bait under the lure and or under the bobber and get some really good hookups that way. All right, there's some bait fish moving about, and there he goes. That one was chasing some bait fish. Let's see if I can get him to hit. He's coming from the middle of the pond into the shallow. He's chasing bait fish. Oh, there's some junk on that one. And that's about that time of day where they start doing that. Start feeding on the stings. And there's that dragonfly looking thing that they like to eat as well. Again, as I was saying earlier, you want to use a brown caddis or crackleback. And that one definitely mimics that little dragonfly as it's resting on the water, if not hovering over the water. Gotten some really good success using cracklebacks for bass, fly fishing. All right, and see, there's one over here just kind of hovering. Yeah, in fact, that one has two of them. They're mating. So, okay, it's like a double menu there. A buffet. All right. That one's got junk on it. All right, we're almost at the end where we started. We'll work this one culvert and shallow area, and then hopefully we can get another bass or two before we end the stream. Really appreciate y'all joining today. Love the engagement, love the call outs and whatnot, and I hope to be able to give you more of these impromptu live streams, be it ultralight bait casting or pond fly fishing. I typically do that. All the other ones I do is mainly long form or short form videos where I've got them either a GoPro or another action camera handy, as well as well, some other gear other than this phone that I have on right now. I did the live stream using my GoPro previously, where it was connected to my phone and I could stream directly, but fortunately it only does the landscape format. I think that's one thing that I think GoPro needs to work on, is a vertical format live stream, and then I'd go back to that and live stream using it instead of my phone. I prefer to have my phone actually in my pocket. But right now it's on a neck harness with a microphone attached so you can hear me, and it blocks out any of the wind noise, and it's streaming straight to YouTube. And what is nice though is I do like the chat feature, so I can look down and see if anyone's called out anything or had a question or two, or maybe something to bring up. There is some moderation feature, so I think I saw several chat items get flagged. So yeah, you can't really be a little too non-fishy, if I would say. And here I tend to talk mainly fishing stuff, so if it's fishing related, I'll typically call it out. Unfortunately, I don't get all of them because as I'm fishing, I don't look at the chat constantly. So in fact, let me go check real quick. What is a trot line? Technology. King pole. Got about it. Okay. Yeah. All right. Catch anything. 2 bass, 1 cent fish. Lost several others. Got a feeling. Yeah. Got a feeling. Technology of a king pole. Okay. What is a trot line? Trot line. You typically use it over here for catfish. It's a line with multiple hooks or dropper hooks on there. I think over here, I think you can have 25 max. Or no, I think it's 100 total. And then I'll typically fish a trot line with 25 droppers or trots. And I'll have it weighted on both sides and then tagged per the requirements of Texas. But I haven't done trot lining in a while. I shifted over to jug lining instead. Mainly because trot lining, it's meant to fish or soak overnight or a few hours before you check it, versus jug lining. I can take it out, launch them in my kayak, and I can hang out and watch the jugs for any bites and fish it for a few hours. And a lot of times I have enough to do a fish fry or maybe a decent catfish dinner. There's a hit. Oh, that's a big one. Oh, that's a big one. That's a big one. Oh, he's taking out line. Well, I'm gonna have to chase him. Shoot. 2-pound test, buddy. He's big. I don't know what it is. I'm gonna just run it down here. See if I can at least get a view of him. All right, come on. What are you? Hey. All right. All right. He's coming up. Just gonna bring him up slowly. Oh yeah, it's a catfish. Big catfish. I think I can bank him. Well, he went for the Yozuri micro lure. All right, where's a bank? Okay, I see some rocks. All right, I got me a bruiser. Okay, let me just take it down here. All right, if I can get him up on the bank, I think I can land him. Else I'm gonna have to run him on him. Okay, he's coming back. I got his head turning. Just need him to get a little bit more tired and come back to the bank. Come on. He may run on me right at the last minute, but I got a little room here on the bank that I can bring them in to shore. Okay, liking that drag. Drag's holding. Good to know this is at least holding this size fish so far. All right, come on, come on. Try banking it. All right. If I can get them on the bank, I can run down and keep them from breaking off. All right, come on, mister. Come on, Mr. Catfish. Oh, he's still running. He ain't done yet. He ain't done yet. Come on, come on. Just got to get him off the bank, or on the bank. Ooh, almost slipped. Oh, he still wants to run. Come on, big guy. Get tired. Let's go, let's go. I see it. Just need you to come in a little bit closer. To the bank, almost. It's on that rock. There's a nice gravel section here I can get it to. Once I have them there, I think I got them. Yeah, there we go. All right, almost got them. All right, here we go. All right, Mr. Catfish. Bear with me. He's getting me a little wet. Yeah. Okay. All right, Mr. Catfish. All right, well, that was a big one. Nice. Okay, well, there's the Uzuri. All right, bear with me. Okay. All right. All right, this guy definitely wanted this lure. Okay. Let me just get him unhooked and I'm gonna throw him back. I said there was some bigger fish here, and I knew there was some bigger catfish as well as bass, so I guess this shows that there are some big catfish here. And I can just get this guy unhooked. There we go. Okay, there is my lure. Uzuri micro crankbait. And here he is. See. You guys can see that, maybe. It's pretty big. I don't have my measuring deal, but I'll just put my foot up next to it. Okay, he's 1, 2, he's 2.5 of my feet, and my feet are a foot, so 24, 28, 30 inch. Well, he's gonna get bigger. Oh, god dang, that was fun. All right, well, I gotta sit down here real quick. Wipe off some of this junk I got on me. Okay, and all right, well, that's a great way to close out the effort here. So appreciate y'all joining today. Hopefully you guys saw that. That was a nice size catfish on the micro lure, micro crankbait right here. All right. All for now. Next time we'll catch y'all later, and good luck and good fishing.